came to Petworth in 1978 when I married, and I was very attracted to the walled garden when I first came here because it seemed a more intimate space to the great vast landscape park and the huge house. I was very drawn towards spending time in this walled garden. The soil here has been very beautifully looked after for a long, long time. So everything grows here very well. I'm very lucky in that way. When I first decided to make something of the walled garden, I realised one of its unique features is this lovely enfilade of arches. There are 3 arches in alignment all through the 6-acre garden. And the reason for the arches being lined up is because the horse and carriage used to come down to get the produce from the vegetable garden to take back to the house. It seemed to me to make sense to make a pergola running between 2 of the arches, and also it sort of links in a way to the house. I decided that pergola needed something in the winter to make it look a bit more robust and more interest. I hit upon the idea that Trachelospermum trained up in a square arch would give it a certain solidity, being evergreen, and also what is lovely is they are scented white columns in the summer, which took me about 15 years of coiling it round and round and round, finally to make a complete arch. Well, to enhance the sense of an enfilade and the vista, I have punctured the walls in some places with a window and other places opening in the hedge to give you this sense of perspective. Well, when I call it the cloister garden because it's really like a cloister, the 2 pergolas and the hornbeam hedge at the back. I just thought it would be nice to have a pool in the middle, and so we redirected the spring that comes from the park into my new garden here, and then it flows into another pond I made in the sunken garden, which is a still, quiet, reflecting pool, like a mirror. Well, Fred Streeter, who was the famous head gardener here, who came here in the 1920s, was very particular about rainfall. So we have got records, but I think earlier than the 1920s, going further back, which are still in the potting shed, in a big ledger. And Jonathan Arnold, the present head gardener, still keeps that up. So we do take readings and record the rainfall. I'm not sure, probably every day, I think. One of the first things I decided to do here, because I didn't know very much about gardening in 1978, I thought well, a good idea would be to put roses on the walls. And I just thought, well, white and cream roses would be quite pretty against the brick walls. So I just made a selection of about a dozen roses, planted them, and I have to say most of them, if not all, are still there because they love the soil and they love being on a south-facing 14-foot high wall. Fair, quiet have I found thee here. It's a rather charming quotation from Andrew Marvell's poem The Garden, which is actually rather beautiful and quite appropriate because when you sit here in the evening it is deliciously quiet.